What's good? What's good? Top of the top. Top of the top, everybody. Top of the top. Um, right now, I'm just watching a few videos as far as um like the hip hop industry as far as black exploitation. Um, I don't know if y'all knew, but Jay-Z is broke right now. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no money. Um, That's why you kind of been seeing Jay-Z side of the music industry going downhill. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, let me change this up. Not only Jay-Z is broke, Jay-Z is he's so puppet out. Like he's so much a puppet that he's negative. Okay. So let me rephrase this. Um Y'all remember, like if you looked up the nonprofit, um a nonprofit documentary. I'm not sure of the name, but it basically broke down 501c3s, and it explained how nonprofits was in America not really helping America. You know what I'm saying? But also in this documentary, um, it basically had a chart, a graph. You know what I'm saying? Um, it had a chart. It had a chart of like everybody's income. It had a chart of everybody's income, and it was people that made a lot of money. Wasn't a lot of them. I think it was like 9%, and then you had, well, yeah, like I think like 3% or 9%. It was a small number, 3%, and then you had normal money, which was like I think like 40 or 39%, or well, 9%. I think it was 9%. So 3% got the most money, 9% got normal money, and then you got the buffer zone. Buffer zone are the people they broke, but they safe. You know what I'm saying? People like that, like police and shit, fall along that line and stuff like that. Um, and then you got the below poverty. You know what I'm saying? Which is people like everyday people. You know what I'm saying? They negative. You feel me? They negative in life. Do you realize, according to adding up everybody's, um adding up all the people expenses, bills, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of jobs that look like or seem like it's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Your upfront may be a lot, but your costs doing this job is gonna make you negative. See, that's what people don't add up. They just see the money in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? But they don't think about, once they get the money doing that job, the challenges that they gonna face and how much it's gonna cost them. So everybody thinks that rappers make a lot of money. Everybody thinks that entertainers make a lot of money. No, they don't. Unfortunately, entertainers, as far as the pyramid graph in everybody's financials, the the rappers and the entertainers are literally under poverty. They fall below poverty. You know what I'm saying? They get a lot of upfront cash, but after you calculate their whole year of living, their expenses, how they trying to live, their habits, they it puts them right back in the same spot with us, below poverty line. So even these rappers don't even got no money. You know what I'm saying? It's not that they don't want to help us, y'all. It's they can't even get past their habits, they demons. We all got demons, you know what I'm saying? But they struggling with it, you know what I'm saying? They trying to beat it, and some of them ain't winning. As Dame Dash he said in life, he say there's a devil. You know what I'm saying? And this is your whole goal in life. Your whole goal in life, you know, this his analogy, you know what I'm saying, is you want to trick the devil into working for you. You want to trick the system into working for you. But some people, they think they tricking the system to work for them, but no, they eventually end up working for the devil. Can't none good come from working for the devil. The devil has to work for you. You have to trick the devil into working for you. You can't work for the devil. The government is the devil. That's why we in hell right now. Everybody trying to work for the devil. You can't work for the devil, bro. Because the devil is the only people that got enough power that at some point of time they can get our people to get on stage and tap dance for them. The devil is the only people that got that power. At the end of the day, after all the fucked up shit that go on, or any laws that we change to try to make us feel special, at the end of the day, the devils can throw a party. They can throw a party, put up a stage, and make our people tap dance for them. You can't work for the devil. They gonna sell us out. They gonna sell us out, bro. They gonna sell us out. They gonna always sell us out at the end. Now, I found out some issue. I found out some information about Kevin Hart, bro. So Kevin Hart is broke too. I think a couple of people already may have knew that or whatever. Okay. The reason why Kevin Hart is not as active or trying to like push as far as movie roles or being out there is because Kevin Hart has been sold. You know what I'm saying? The name has been sold. You know what I'm saying? Um, well, I'm pretty sure he can star in other movies, which he probably will probably have to pay his people for if he want to mention that Kevin Hart is in the movie. I know he don't want to mention another name, but it's crazy. The actual name Kevin Hart has been sold, basically. He sold his name. Kevin Hart sold his name. That's why he had to do the roast session. He's Dame Dash said he know a couple of the show writers. You know what I'm saying? And he say the show writer will sit there and be lazy. You know what I'm saying? He don't like try to make money with his money. He only make money out of the stress. You know what I'm saying? And he had a vegan spot and he had to sell it or something like that. The vegan spot went bankrupt. And, you know, that's the last part of the business he had. He had Kevin Hart. And shit, he had to make some money off Kevin Hart, so he made money off the stress. He basically made Kevin Hart sit there, and those white liberals was racist as fuck. I'm gonna show y'all the video of the shit these people was basically saying to Kevin Hart. Now, Cat Williams, like, I don't have no problems with Cat Williams, you know what I'm saying, as far as roasting them. Anybody black that was roasting him, well, Cat Williams get a pass. I'm gonna give Cat Williams a pass because Cat Williams been on his ass about this shit, and Cat Williams, he ain't with that puppet master shit. You know what I'm saying? So um we're gonna watch when the racist people in America feel about black people. You know what I'm saying? This is how they really feel. A lot of people get online and they be like, well, damn, why always black people always talking about race? Why black people always making jokes about race or trying to normalize people saying racist shit? It's not that we trying to do that, but we know what they're doing when we're not listening. Okay, so look, y'all watch this video and watch how these white people really feel, cause they only saying how they really feel, bro. You know what I'm saying? Comedy is dark humor. I know that just like you like to get a hickle and laugh when you got a comedian that looks like you saying some shit that you can relate to, they like them to get a hickle and laugh off them a comedian that looks like them and relate to them. So watch this. In a slave ship in a bottle. He grew up in Philadelphia, where his mother worked at the University of Pennsylvania, and his father was one of the California raisins. He wasn't raising anybody. Look at Kevin Hart's face as dad wasn't there for him this guy disrespect him. Which is a lot more respectable than not being there for your kids because you're filming fucking Jumanji 3. That's pathetic. A lot of people say Kevin's movies are formulaic. Yeah, baby formula. And every time you put one of Kevin's movies on, you say to yourself, I see where this is staying. Kevin got a DUI. Isn't that funny? Just a little tiny DUI, his feet barely reaching the pedals. It's a cute DUI. He wrapped his micro machine around a dandelion. Years later, when he got fired from the Oscars for homophobia, they found an old tweet of his where he said if his son was gay, he would break a dollhouse over his head. I know, that's crazy. He used to be funny. How about that? All of this is damaging towards somebody's career. You know what I'm saying? Let me stop this real quick. Now, y'all just imagine, you know what I'm saying, being in the movie business, you know what I'm saying, and right now you're trying to make money, but you're not trying to make money to like damage your career. Put yourself in Kevin Hart's shoes. You know what I'm saying? He done shows or whatever. He needs some money and he wants to make some, he has like this how the Hollywood business works. They work off loans. They give you loans. You know what I'm saying? They enslave people with loans. So they already have paid Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart 9 times out of 10, he probably then went through it or whatever. And his media company is going through layoffs currently. So just imagine, I want you to put yourself in his shoes. You know, your manager sells your name, you know what I'm saying, and he wants to recoup the money that he got for your name, and this what he makes you do. He puts you on a roast show and he grab real ops. You feel me? These ain't these are not ops of people that like care about Kevin. I'm gonna say probably like 2 or 3 of them actually care about Kevin. You know what I'm saying? They probably don't like him, but they wouldn't wish nothing evil on him. Everybody else, as far as the white people, they really um don't care about Kevin. Yeah, Kevin definitely works for the devil. Okay. After he got fired for being homophobic, he went on I'm gonna skip to him being racist. Abu, which is actually coincidentally what Kevin hears every time he puts out one of his dog shit specials. Abu, I've got a nice PG short joke that I'd like you guys to be a part of, okay? Kevin is so short. Kevin's so short that they're gonna have to lynch him from a bonsai tree. You see that shit? You see that shit? And he laughed at that shit. Friends a long time. Racist. Eddie Smurfy. Kev, those mic drops aren't as cool when you're dropping them from 2 feet, right? Yeah, tonight I dress like your idol Eddie Murphy because he's not coming. Your idol doesn't give a fuck trolling about you, Kevin. Look, this what is story. Kevin what have to he has to sit here. And addicted to crack cocaine. So I guess being dependent on the rock runs in the family. Kevin, I know your dad walked out on you, and then And look, hold on, bro. I got. Hold up, bro. Hold up, man. Look, bro. These is real ops. These is not no play ops. They're not sitting here making a script to try to give him respect. This is not a kudos. This is not an award show. This is a comedian show. They force Kevin to sit there. This is like a ritual. You know what I'm saying? Why am I mad? I'm not mad, bro. I'm explaining what's going on. Either you get out my video or whatever, bro. Like, come on. Back to the subject of what I did the live for. Stop the distractions. Um, they pay you. He gets paid to sit there in the seat. You have to sit there in the seat. Um, his owner is broke. Okay, that his manager is broke. So he says he only makes money out of distress. So that means during the year, instead of his manager making money on top of his money, he goes broke. You feel me? He had a vegan company that went bankrupt, and he needed to make money, and he only makes money out of distress. It's some people in Hollywood that does that. They don't hustle. They don't have that hustle mentality. You know what I'm saying? As far as they money, they just sit around. They get the buying shit, and then them bills pile up, and then they need to do something to make some money. You know what I'm saying? And it be usually be out of distress. This is the shit that they make them do to recoup that money back. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to recoup the money of the loan they're gonna give you. They're gonna give you a loan, but how can you recoup my investment back? Okay. So Kevin Hart's name has been sold. Okay, it's been sold. All his rights to his name, merch, anything as far as dealing with Kevin Hart has been sold. So imagine yourself. You are uh uh you are a comedian. You know what I'm saying? You build an entire career off a name called Kevin Hart. What do you do? You know what I'm saying? Look at this. He mad about the truth. You mad about the truth, bro? Get up out of here, bro. Get up out of here, man. You mad? Man, shout out to the racists, man. Cause this is exactly what I did this video for, man. This is crazy, bro. They don't like the truth. You know what I'm saying? Um, this dude right here, bro. Basically, man, um, report his ass real quick. Harassment. Yeah, he gonna be about this bit. You're gone. Um, so yeah, basically, like, it's crazy, man, cause this is how this is what it's called about for working with the devil. You work with the devil, this is the stuff they make you do. And it's kind of like a ritual. You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of rituals. So you could kind of think of this roast show as a ritual. You know what I'm saying? So basically, basically that's how he had to recoup his money. They disrespected him in all type of ways, bro. So from watching this video, I don't want to hear any other person talk about how, oh man, you all you talk about is racist. Uh, you you in timeout, bro. Shut up. But yeah, all you talk about is racist. Um, all you talk about is you look at comedy of people being racist. No, bro, we not the only ones doing that, bro. You guys have actual comedians. These are successful comedians. These are paid big money comedians. These are not regular comedians. These are they comedians. You feel me? And they pay them well. because this is how they feel. And they got right up there and they was comfortable. They was comfortable being on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You would think like a comedian would be like, man, I'm not gonna go too far. You know, a lot of comedians over the years been struggling with that line. You know what I'm saying? Like that line in the sand that's drawn to the point where, would you say it? Would you do it? You know, just like online, as far as with the reels and stuff like that, and people making these shorts. Would you wear a wig? Would you dress like a girl to make a skit or a short? You know what I'm saying? So where do you draw the line as far as what you would do? You know what I'm saying? It's going to start with, if I'm gonna tell this to the people that's trying to be entertainers. Where do you draw the line as far as being an entertainer? First, anything that takes you away from your kids, your family, your wife, anything that stops you from taking care of your kids, your family, and your wife is automatically gay. Ain't no if and buts about it. I don't give a fuck if I don't care if it's snitching. Any decision that you make, that takes away you from your family, your kids, your wife, is gay. That shit gay, bro. You getting locked up for another dude, you barely know, that's gay, bro. You talking about you ain't gonna snitch because you trying to help your partner that's on the street, or that shit gay, bro. That's gay. So that's the first mistake a lot of these black entertainers fall for. The not snitching narrative. Y'all don't know how white people have taken the not snitching narrative and flipped it on us. Y'all think that we came up with the no snitching? How do you know they didn't put a plant there and boost this narrative of no snitching? Y'all believe in these, y'all take these entertainers and these rappers so seriously to where you believe they ideology. They ideology is everything of a plant. It's a plant, bro. No snitching. Who is that convenient for? Who is it convenient for to not snitch? Only them. They don't get to deal with your shit. They don't got to deal with your 911 calls. They don't got to come over there and help. No snitching. No snitching. No snitching. Then they go hide, act like they us. Come on, man. Y'all got to stop falling for these tricks. All this shit is tricks, bro. All this shit is tricks, man. This shit is crazy. But basically, bro, it's just sad, bro, to see Kevin Hart do that. But Kevin Hart's a coon. You know what I'm saying? He never, like I say, the whole goal in life, you know what I'm saying? Especially as a black person, especially as a person of color, the whole goal in life, okay? The system is the devil. The system, okay? The system is the devil. Now I'm not gonna talk about all white people, because there are some good-hearted people that are just genuine people. They've been raised in a genuine way around other genuine people, so they don't have a horse in the fight for trying to oppress somebody. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them people. Shout out to y'all, bro. But the fact still remains. The system is the devil. The system, the whole government, the system, the government system is the devil. Your whole goal in life is to trick the devil into working for you. You gotta, That's the only way you're gonna be able to be successful and safe. That's the only way you're gonna be safe. You're not gonna be safe going to work for the devil. I see a lot of people going to college. I see a lot of people like when they growing up as far as the kids and stuff like that. I feel like that's where we're missing because like if only our kids knew this, you know what I'm saying? If only the kids knew, if we can reach out and let the kids know this type of information and let them see they could be X amount prepared. You know what I'm saying? By the time they grow up, they can already be prepared mentally to know this is what they're gonna be dealing with when they grow up. They'll already have a game plan together. But instead, we preach to our kids to go to college. Going to college for what? You for the work for the devil. You for the work for the devil. They're gonna train you up. They're gonna train you up real good at a position to help them. We should be teaching our kids to be independent business owners, innovators, um, scientists, creators. We shouldn't be teaching our kids like that's like the number one American goal. Your kid graduate from high school, go to college. College ain't nothing but a suction portal. If you don't know what you're doing, it's gonna suck your kid up and spit them right out on the other side of the system where they're helping them. They're helping the devil. Now, let me tell you how the devil moves, okay? So, the devil is real evil. Like a couple of these Hollywood actors. It's y'all gonna see a lot of Ricos getting done on Hollywood. You know, Hollywood is the number one criminal gang. Okay, we're gonna call Hollywood a gang. Okay, because a lot of people like to call people that's indoctrinated and they got no choice a gang. Which you know they pick up them colors. You know what I'm saying? They're in the environment, so you know every man's has a choice to pick a boat to ride in. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about the Hollywood gang. Hollywood is a gang, bro. Them folks is not them folks is not regular people, bro. Them is gangs. You know what I'm saying? And they hurt people. What do gangs do? Gangs hurt people. Hollywood ain't hurt nobody. How many kids grew up trying to be a hoe like the girl they seen in the Hollywood movie or on the TV or a video? How many kids died trying to reenact a scene from a movie they seen from Hollywood? Hollywood is a gang, bro. And this is what they do to their gang members. You feel me? They do some cruel ass shit to their gang members, bro. And ain't nobody policing them niggas. Ain't nobody policing them because mainly the people that's in charge is them. They ain't gonna arrest them. You know what I'm saying? You know they not gonna arrest them. So we gotta save ourselves, bro. This is crazy though. This is crazy.